Hello, everyone. How are you? Welcome to Dip in Time. It is good to see you. Hello, Mutz. Hello. welcome. Let's try that again. Take two. Oh, my goodness. How is everyone today? So, I thought we would continue having a conversation around the um, and I've lost my thought. That's okay. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Kaylin. How are you? We are going to continue with our crafting inner peace. My name is Rhonda, and I'm really glad to be here. How are you guys? So I want to get into where we kind of stopped off last week, and we're going to look at unmasking the stall, overcoming creative fear in our craft. And I'm hoping this will have a bit of settling in a right space for each of us. So, whether we are holding a diamond painting pen, a crochet hook, or fabric shears, we all share one invisible hurdle: creative fear. It's that stall that happens when you look at a beautiful new kit and suddenly find a reason to go do something else. Today, we're not just talking about how to craft. We're going to be talking about fear that stops us from starting. We're going to name it, we're going to feel it, and we're going to move past it. I'm curious. In the chat, drop a word that describes your creative fear. Is it special occasion, kidding up, shiny object, or the Joneses? When you think of your craft and where you are in this moment, is there one that feels more at the top than others? Shiny object. And for me, let's see, special occasion, kidding up, shiny object, or the Joneses. Blinging. Not finishing, Mutt says. I think for me, it is shiny. And I'm going to put them in order because depending on what I'm working on, there's a different feeling for them. Okay. And we'll get into what those different types of feelings can be, might be. Oh, Graham, you made it. Facebook issues. Oh, I'm so glad you made it. I'm glad you figured it out. Yay! So we are talking about unmasking the stall, overcoming creative fear in our craft. Okay, so I think for me, shiny object is first. If I'm thinking of all the things I'm working on, I have the kidding up. Those are my two big ones. Okay. Shiny object. Ooh. And I had another one today, like, ooh. And then I personally love kidding up. I love it. Kidding down is not as enjoyable, but I still like it for various reasons. Okay. So when we look at crafting fears, fear is a shapeshifter. and master of camouflage, master of disguise. It rarely says, I'm afraid. In the crafting world, it usually wears one of 4 disguises I've kind of figured out. Tanis, how are you? So as we go through this, my question for you guys is, which one is currently renting free in your brain? Because we were talking about renting rent free last week. And I'm going to pop these in the chat as we go through them. Okay. So there's 4. The first one we're going to talk about is the special occasion syndrome, the preciousness trap, perfectionism. And when we talk about fear, the crafting fear, what does that sound like to you? What does that feel like? And then we're going to have a question, okay? So this special occasion, the preciousness trap, perfectionism. Let me know if this sounds familiar. I'm saving the good drills, the hand-dyed yarn, or the limited edition kit for that version of myself that is better than what I am today, where I am today. And if we break that down, we have the hesitation. It sounds like that crinkle of expensive paper or fabric being pulled out of a drawer, followed immediately by a soft rustle of it being slid back in. That critical whisper. It is that quiet internal voice that asks, what if I mess it up? What if I need this for something better later? The stagnation. That heavy silence of a craft room when nothing is being made because of the risk of wasting the beautiful material feels louder to us in our head than the joy of using it. It's too precious. What if I can't get another one of them? What if I use it and I don't like the way it turns out? All of these things that you're going through. That's how it sounds. How does it feel? How does it feel for you? Is there a physical hesitation to peel back the cover page? Maybe like, I'm not worthy of this kit yet. I'm saving it. I'm saving it. And you feel frozen. That frozen potential gives you that creative paralysis. You're surrounded by all these beautiful things, but you feel locked out of your own hobby by your high standards. The weight of worthiness feels like the tightness in the chest when you're considering cutting into that perfect piece of fabric or using that special drill, that rare yarn. Have I earned it? Have I earned the right to use it yet? Is my skill level there? And a low level of grief. There's a subtle, ongoing sadness of seeing a someday stash growing dusty. It's the realization you are prioritizing the existence of the supply over the experience of creating with it. It's there, but it's not there. It's so close, but yet so far. What about the safety of the stash? Paradoxically, it can also feel like a hollow comfort. Holding onto the materials keeps the perfect version of the project alive in your head. Using it risks making it real and therefore potentially flawed. Any of those sound familiar? Hey, Matt. Hey, Don, how you doing? So I'm going to go into the chat and look at what you have to say first, and then I'm going to ask you a question, okay? And while I'm doing this, please hit the like button, hit subscribe and notifications. Kaylin, it's so hard for me to do a diamond painting that has no purpose. I wonder, did it have a purpose when you saw it initially? Like it's not a gift or not an event. Oh, interesting. That's very interesting. Does anyone else have feelings similar to that? And I wonder if that goes around perhaps self-appreciation. Receiving something from someone or having it to do an event with others to support others holds more value than for yourself. And how do we find purpose? Interesting. Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm having yeses here. Graham says pretty much all of them. Yep. J. Lee, hello, hello. Totally agree. Yep. Gail says, I have a problem with even if everything is done. I sit there and think, should I be doing something else? Who's been there? Raise your hand. Yep, I've been there and been working on not being there. And redefining the value of simply sitting in the moment. Okay, so here's my question, guys. Now be honest. And I will answer this as well. Oh, Jay Lee, I can complete one so much quicker if I'm gifting. Isn't that interesting? Is there curiosity? Is there a timeline put to it by you or something else? And you feel like it is more of a hard deadline? So we're going to be honest. Are we currently in that phase of special occasion syndrome? We have all this precious supply, the expensive yarn, the rare fabric, the perfect paper, the perfect diamond painting that we pull out, look at, and then immediately put it back in their place because we're afraid we're not good enough to use it yet. And maybe even, I really want to work on this one, but there's no purpose. There's no person to gift it. There's no event to give me permission to work on it. So we're going to work on this together. What is the one item in your supplies you're saving for later? Pop it down. What are you waiting for? A purpose, skill, gifting. Drop a star in the chat if you're ready to stop saving and start creating. And I'd like you to finish this sentence. And I'm going to copy it and I'm going to post it in here. I'm finally going to use my whatever because I'm worth the good stuff. I'm worth it. I don't need a reason to pull it out. Yes, I said it, pull it out. Work on it. Except for me. Yeah, Kaylin, yes, says she agrees with Jay Lee. Yeah, it's a birthday gift or an anniversary. Tammy says, I have pulled the one I'm working on in and out for 3 years. I wanted to add bling, but not confident in doing it. Oh, yeah. Now, question, Tammy, do you have the bling to put on it? Is it with the kit? Graham says some crafts, yes. Still wasn't, didn't want to ask for help. So my question, now I'm going to be very vulnerable here. I don't like asking for help. And even as I say that, I can feel it. I don't like asking for help. I know my stuff. I am. So I changed the word. I feel much better asking for assistance. Now, some people may say that sounds about the same. I would, in my brain, says it is different. Help is, I cannot do it. I will not succeed. And I need someone to rescue me. Whereas assistance is, please show me your process. Assist me in understanding so I, with you, can learn how to do it. One, I give my power away, and the other one, I keep my power. Just a slight different word. Kubakai, hello, hello. I do have the bling, Tammy says. Is it with your kit? Do you know where you want to put it? Let's start first. Is the bling with your kit? Because I went and got bling for many kits. I didn't put them with the kits. And then I forget about it. And then I get really confused about where I put it, and you go down that spiral. Mm-hmm. Yep. Raccoon eyes, hello, hello. Kaylin, assistants, come alongside me and let's work together. It's a collaboration. Help, take over, I can't do it. And I can't do the help. And everyone tells me, Rhonda, just ask for help. I'm like, no, 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 no. There is no such word. So you know where to put it. Is it with the kid? So one of the other ways that this stall, this creative fear can show up is the kidding up loop, the perpetual planner, procrastination. How did that one sound? I just need that perfect storage containers. I need to find that perfect pen to match my kit. I need the perfect wax or putty before I can start. I spend so much time gathering all my things and kitting up and organizing bobbins and scrolling through the perk tutorials, but 0 minutes actually making. The virtual hum, that rapid, repetitive clicking of a mouse or tapping on a screen as you scroll through patterns, Pinterest boards, and online shops. The crinkle of newness, that crisp rustle of tissue paper and that satisfying pop of bubble wraps, or unboxing that box that just arrived as the new supplies come in. Sounds that signal potential rather than effort. That one more thing, internal monologue. It is that constant voice saying, I just need that one specific shade of blue. I should watch one more tutorial before I cast on so I don't mess up. One more suggestion, one more this, one more that. You spend 4 hours kitting up, but 0 minutes placing drills. It's the fear that the process won't be as perfect as the plan. Oh, I'm so there. I have a great idea in my head. And how do I transport it from here in my head down into my fingers and actually get the stuff done? Is it a safe high? Feels like a controlled rush of excitement. Planning is safe. Planning is safe because planned projects is still perfect. I haven't screwed it up yet. It hasn't had a chance to be flawed by my actual skill level. The expansion versus execution. My world is expanding with possibilities when I'm planning. I feel like a collector of potential rather than a maker of things. Decision paralysis. Beneath the excitement is a hidden knot of anxiety. The more you plan and the more supplies you buy, the higher the stakes become, making the actual start feel more intimidating and heavy. Whoa, my gosh, I've spent all this money and all this time and all this effort, and hollow productivity. Spinning your wheels in velvet. You're exhausted from the mental effort of organizing and researching, but you have nothing tangible to show for it, leading to a lingering sense of guilt. Yeah, that last one, that one is 100% me. I spend so much time organizing in my head, formulating the steps I need to do. Oh my God, this is overwhelming. I need to lay down and have a nap now. So, is it the kidding up loop, the perpetual planner, procrastinating, planning and making sure you have everything and you know how to do it in your head. So when you actually go to do it, it comes out. I search the YouTube, don't know anyone in person, and then I rabbit trail into procrastination. High five. Like, what was I doing before I got here? Cobra Kai. That is why I put myself on a no buy most of the time. I have great ideas about some kits, but procrastinate and don't do them. That's very true. Graham agrees. Tammy, it's so true. It's tiring mentally. It does. Just because I'm not physically moving around, there's still power being used from my brain. Of course, it makes you tired. So we're going to get real. We're going to get real. Are we currently stuck in kidding up loop? You know that feeling. You spent hours researching the perfect tools, curated the most ecstatic Pinterest board, and the supplies are arriving in the mail, but you haven't actually started the project yet. So think to yourself, what project are you currently working on that you're over preparing for instead of just doing it? Do you get more dopamine hit from the research or the making? Because if you like researching and that is your thing, do your thing. You don't have to do, you can research it. Is your craft room currently a warehouse of potential rather than a workshop of doing? Is it more about the output than the process? Yeah. Okay, not that we are dogs, but I learned how tiring mental stuff is when I learned scent training with my dog. Her having to sniff and process mentally wears her out. We are the same. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dawn says silk ribbon embroidery. Oh my gosh, that is on my palette list of I want to try. I've got videos saved, and I'm like, not right now. And that's why I call it a palette list. Cobra Kai says I get more dopamine hit from the researching what I do to make the kit unique for me. Then I dread the actual work. Yeah. And then Jenny, we have Tammy, who hates researching because I have so much trouble putting colors and match colors with each other. Not everybody likes researching. Not everybody gets a dopamine hit from it. Right? Grams, too many different things like I want or I do overwhelm. Yes. So, what might you be able and willing to commit to right now? One small step you can do today to stop planning and to start making? Is it process or output? For me, I'm learning that it's not about the output. I'm not doing this for work. It is about the process. I want to enjoy it. We have two more disguises that our stall, our creative fear, like to disguise as. Now, this is one, it gets me every time. Shiny object syndrome. And then there's the muck. And then there's the dopamine dodge. Now tell me if tell me if you can relate to this. And I still can relate to this. In the beginning, it sounds like the crisp snap of opening new packages, the rapid fire clicking of needles or tools, and an upbeat, breathless monologue about how amazing this is going to be. It is a high frequency and fast pace. That's how it starts. That's what grabs us. Then we get to the muck. The shifting to that dull thud of a project being dropped in the corner. Sounds like a long, tired sigh. And the clicking of a keyboard as you browse for your next purchase to escape the quiet. That's what it sounds like. How does it feel when you get that first part of that project? The beginning. It's a sugar rush. There is this genuine physical pang of excitement in your chest that feels like productivity, even though it is actually a distraction. Then as we start going through it, we hit the muck. It feels like we're walking through wet cement. The initial high evaporates, leaving behind a cold weight of guilt. You feel stuck or bored. Beneath that is a busy anxiety, a fear that you lack the discipline to finish, which makes the project feel like an indictment of your character. And what do we normally do? We pivot. We start a new project. It helps us take this deep breath since we've been under all that wet, heavy cement. We can breathe. It's all exciting. There's an instant relief of pressure, effectively dodging the difficult emotions of the muck. By buying or by burying them under a new layer of excitement. Yeah. Stressed, Tammy says. Excited, second. I did it. Stressed. Did I make the right choices? Yeah. It's that shiny object. You get so excited, you do that. It's almost like the impulse because you're so high on that sugar rush, that dopamine. I got this. I can do this. Yeah. Watch me world, hear me roar. And then once you hit the button and you've made that commitment, it's like, oh my God, what have I done? Did anybody see me do it? If I don't tell anybody, nobody will know. And meanwhile, you're over here stressing yourself out. You're battering yourself because I got excited. I enjoyed this. I felt good. And then, oh crap. Oh crap. It's like getting a new project. You're starting it, and then you go, oh my God. Can't see me. I didn't do anything. It's like playing peekaboo with a toddler. You can't see me. I didn't do it. And Jenny goes, I agree with all that. I did learn for myself to set the muck one aside, but bring it back when the new one gets mucky. I know it doesn't work for everyone or every kid. Those are two great ideas. And I love the fact that you're giving yourself allowance to go, I'm just not feeling this anymore and I need to change it up, but I don't want to start a new kit. So I'm going to pull one out that's in my pause. And if I go back to one and it still feels mucky, I have to let it go. I'm going to give you kudos because that is huge. That is huge. Right, Grams? My ex would always say or ask, are you ever going to work on that again? It promptly got stuffed in the back of the closet. And as I'm reading that, this whole flood of emotions fly over me of guilt, shame, embarrassment, disappointment, anger, sadness. And then, you stuff it to the back of your closet. Like you don't just leave it there. You stuff it. You stuff it. Hey, Anita, right? Because now it's out of sight, out of mind. And not just for you, but for them. And they won't ask you that question again. And it makes you question, whether intentionally or not intentionally, it plants that seed of doubt. Should I have done that? Did I really need to? What if? Maybe I should have. So should is like shoulding on yourself. And he says, I put mine in a corner where it goes in timeout. Yeah. Call it whatever you want to call it. Maybe it goes on a vacation. Mine goes in a pause. Mine goes in a pause moment. So it goes in pause. And I don't know how long that pause is. For some people, it's a timeout. Tammy says, may ask myself why I don't finish one before I start buying another. Now, there's a whole lot of things going on with that. For me, what if I can't find it next time? What if they go out of business? And are you noticing these are what if questions? Anita, I have thrown canvases away because the grid and or drills are really bad. So I will admit, Anita, I threw my first canvas out this past summer. I am not a canvas thrower. a canvas cutter. Even when I cut the canvas accidentally, I tape the back of it to finish the front of it. I don't throw it away. This past summer, I was getting so angry, so uptight, so tense that I was like, this is not giving me what I intended it to give me. This is not worth it. Don't care how much it cost, how little it cost. It's not worth it. And out it went. And I felt guilty about it, but then I thought more about it, going, why am I feeling guilty about it? Look at the facts, not the emotions. Jenny says, this sounds weird, but the ones I have given up on, I put the drills in a jar and made some art for my craft room so I feel less guilty about throwing away money. Yes. And that's actually one of the things that, as I'm doing research, it is talking about do something else with it. Do something else with it. Perhaps you don't want to throw the canvas out. Perhaps use it as testing for something else. Maybe use it as, how can I seal it, and use it as a sample. Maybe try different ways of mounting, cut it into sections and mount it differently. It's a learning opportunity. And if none of those work, pass it on. Graham says, I'd shift to a different hobby. Now I'm learning I can do more than one hobby if I want. Yay! Yes. Yes. Tammy says, but I just bought 2 because one I know will go out of stock. Yep, gut feeling correct. It went out of stock, but I felt guilty buying it. So there is some torn, it sounds like there. And if it's one that you really liked, then get it. Keep it for a rainy day. Because the other thing, when I went and got my J-Wall, I went the biggest, baddest arse one I could. And then I was feeling guilty for how much I spent on it. And then I was really excited because I got it. But I haven't finished it. Then I went back and looked at it again and saying, okay, so you know what? What if I were to buy it now? It's double the price. Now, the drills, because of the times of when I bought it versus now, there have been enhancements, there have been improvements, but it's also twice the price. Raccoon says, agree. I've thrown out 2 kits from known companies, and I've tossed a lot from Michaels and Temu. I hate wasting time and money on kits that aren't quality. And you're learning what your preference is. So now I would only guess or suspect that when you see something from these other companies, there is more check marks that you use when you look at them, which is not necessarily a bad thing. And it's not worth the stress. I feel bad because I paid money, but my happiness is worth more than the money I spent. I don't hardly buy paintings unless I'm absolutely in love with it. Yep. I will hold off on buying a painting, and if it's still available a week or so later and it hasn't sold out, then the painting was meant to be mine. Okay. I agree with you. And I have my 3. One is, oh my God, I absolutely love it. I have to have it. I have to have it. 2, oh my God, it is it's so me. I so want it. But there's a bit of a hesitation. I don't have that. I'm going to leave it and I will come back. If it's still here, then it's mine. If it's still here and I still have that same feeling, then it's mine. If I go away and I cannot get it out of my head, then it's mine. Then there's 3. The third one. It's really, really nice. Oh my gosh, people are going to love this. I can see them in their stash. I don't need it. I will live through their enjoyment. I don't need it. Tammy says, I was more angry than guilty throwing $109 in file 13. Yeah. I can understand that. Which leads us to disguise number 4. What do you guys think number 4 is? And it's been preluded to in our conversations. Keeping up with the Joneses, the comparison shadow. And how might that sound? What might that look like? With all the high definition process reels and the AI enhanced craft photography, the comparison trap, keeping up with the Joneses, sounds like a constant, quiet critique of your own reality. How many would you buy without looking at any sneak peeks? How many would you add once you see the sneak peeks? How many would you add when you see how many likes an image or a reel receives? So we have the digital swish. Is that quick gasp of admiration when you see someone else's perfect finished piece and you immediately are followed by that heavy deflated exhale as you look down at your own work. The sharp intake of breath, that quick gasp of admiration when you see someone else's perfect finished piece, immediately followed by that heavy defeated, oh yeah, we've already done this one. Yeah, maybe that's mine, guys. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, I so want that now, but So there's the digital swish. You're flipping through the pictures. And you're scrolling through the social media feeds, like, oh, wow, or the sneak peeks. You get that sharp intake of breath. Oh my God, I love what you did with it. I so want that piece, but I don't have the skill of doing it that way because you enhanced it. And then there's the internal mockery. Why do theirs look so effortless? I'm so many years behind where they are. It's that sound of measuring yours behind the scenes against someone else's highlight reel. We don't see the behind the scenes. Social media only shows the happy, the go lucky, the shiny, the prize, the must haves. You want my life. They don't show what it takes to get there, if that's what you want. Let's see what everyone's saying here. Grams, mine doesn't look anything like that. Yep. Anita used to have that and FOMO, but not anymore. I have become pickier since my mother passed, and we threw away thousands of dollars worth of craft supplies because she had to have it and never used it. And there's no place you can take it so somebody else can appreciate it. Or there's places, but you don't know of them. Raccoon, how she get those squares so straight? That's what I always think. Yeah, right? And just between you and I, sometimes they're not straight, but the way you take the angle of the photo makes them look straight. Doesn't show the gapping. Like, what about these little reels, these Instagram reels and short YouTube shorts, where people literally have their tray and they have any color that they need in that column or in that row. They pick it up and they put it down. How long does it take to put them in here nice and straight? In order, in sequence. Pick them up, have them straight, and place them down accurately. Because Lord knows when I first started, that's what I thought I was going to do. And then reality hit me. It looks great. It looks easy. Not a chance. I call BS. And then people think you have to do it that way. Otherwise, you're not doing it right at all, which is not correct either. Margarita, hello, hello. Right? Tammy, I did with one of those. I bought Tia's DP. She's working on it. Yeah, heart on sleeve. Oh my God, I love. I don't have it. I don't have it. And part of me was like, oh, just get it. And I'm like, Rhonda, listen to yourself. Gail, how are they so fast, right? So I pulled out my multi-placer, my bigger multi-placer, and I thought, okay, I'm going to get through this. Well, I like thinner, smaller pens. Those bigger multi-placers, because they're wider, they fit differently when you're angling them. So they don't go straight. They wobble. You try walking on stilts and see how fast you can walk when you're not used to walking on stilts or high heels, and then put yourself in a pair of nice, comfy shoes that you're so used to and see how fast you can walk. Totally different. Totally different. So I'm just looking at the time. I want to just cover one more piece, and then I will come back and I will look at the chat. I promise. Because Tia will be going live right after me. So when we talk about keeping up with the Joneses, we've talked about how it sounds in our head. What does it feel like for you, in you? How does it feel? What does your body feel like? Okay. You're carrying that weight of the world on your shoulders, a pit in the stomach, nausea, tension, headaches. This feeling is only amplified by that algorithm anxiety. The feeling that if your work isn't as polished as the top creators, it doesn't count. It turns the craft room from a sanctuary into a competitive arena. That tightness in your shoulders, frantic need to upgrade in your chest when you look at your craft room. Fear tells you that because you have a lot, you have to be productive rather than joyful. There's the gray filter, your own project, which felt vibrant 5 minutes ago, suddenly looks dull and amateur. It's like a color grade has been sucked out of your work. Urgency without joy. Feels like you got a tightness in your shoulders and a sudden frantic need to upgrade. You stop crafting for pleasure and start crafting to catch up, which turns your hobby into an unpaid second job. Gap of inadequacy. It feels like standing on one side of a canyon. You see the experts on the other side, and instead of feeling inspired to build a bridge, you feel heavy and paralyzed by how far you have to go. There's the hollow consumption. It's a cold hunger. You buy the exact same tools and colors as the influencer in hopes of capturing their results. But the tools feel alien in your hands because they weren't chosen for you and your joy. They were chosen for their aesthetics. Now, that's a lot of information, and you're probably going, Rhonda, I'm not sure how I feel about this. So as I go back and I read the comments, I would like you to do a bit of grounding, okay? You're going to take in some nice deep breaths all the way to your belly, your diaphragm, and then slowly release it. You can close your eyes, you can keep them open, just off into the, don't stare at anything in particular, just a gaze. And I want you to walk through the muck or that project that you abandoned. You're in the slow, repetitive mode. Scan your body. Where is there resistance? Do you feel any tightness? Is there a knot in your stomach? Is your throat tight? Do you feel this pressure on your head? Your fingers are like bottled up into fists. Do you want to cry? This is the physical sensation of creative fear visiting. And we're going to move that energy. If your shoulders are tight, roll them back. Be a turtle. Up and down. Up and down. If your jaw is clenched, let it hang. Try and get your chin to your chest. To the left shoulder. To the right shoulder. Loosen up those muscles. When you're doing this, you're telling your nervous system that you're safe. You're safe even when the new project dopamine fades. Where do you carry your creative stress? And to finish, you'll take in a deep breath for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, and repeat. As you exhale, imagine the stale or the stall and the shiny object leaving your body. You are not your fear. You are the person who finishes. Okay? So at any time, I end up doing that quite often. I will do my 4 breaths. I will get up and I will stretch, turn, move my head. And it's not a competition. It's not whether you're too fast or too slow. It's like Goldilocks and the 3 bears. One's too fast, one's too slow. This one's just right, just for you. Graham says to Jenny, I heard you say that once before about the 4-placer, and it made me feel so much better about not being able to do the larger ones. Yeah. Oh, she's working on love imbued or endued. Yeah. Yeah, no, I like, seriously. Serious. I've got my bigger multi-placer. But with the pen I have, it's too wobbly. It's secure, but I can't place it fast enough to keep it straight enough to get it on. So I'm like, it's okay. Anita, I'm a slow painter because I'm in it for the enjoyment and not to win a race. Yeah. I'll be a turtle any day. I can be the hare in other things. But I don't have to be a hare when I want to be the turtle. Nice. Jenny says, I'm glad it helped you, Grams. I just can't do more than a 4-placer comfortably. I have to remind myself that it is okay. And it's okay to be just you. Yeah. Anita says it's more comfortable for her. And this sounds silly, and Jenny says, but counting 4 spaces is easier for me than higher numbers when I'm looking at the canvas and surrounded with numbers. Yes! That's when I take my tweezers out and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Still get it. Yeah, you're probably laughing at me, but yeah. See, Graham says, yeah, it's quite relatable. Yeah. Oh, yeah, like we all get it. So get it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put some bits of documentation together that have like little exercises, somatic exercises for a creative reset for each of the 4 disguises that we have talked about. And those were perfectionism, procrastination, comparison, and the dopamine dodge. Okay. So I will definitely be putting some stuff together on that. I will put a link to it in the Dip in Time Facebook page. And I will probably do little shorts of each one of them for YouTube just to show you me going through them. And that will probably be done over the next week. And as we are wrapping up, so you can all run over to Tia's, I just want to say thank you for being so vulnerable. Thank you for being you. You're definitely not alone in your stall. We are a community of makers, and we're allowed to be in the messy middle. Hit the like button as you head on out, and I will see you guys next week. And I will be putting up a 10-minute Muck challenge where you can spend 10 minutes, just 10 minutes, put a timer on, and just spend 10 minutes in the muck. And that's it. I will see you guys over at Tia's, and I will see you guys next week. You've got this. You guys are going to be continuing crafting inner peace, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.